as I was saying, Bloomfield Community in Action, we have a group of core parents who've started this. The whole goal is to support teachers and to support our school the following ways. They want to provide teacher grants for things that you might need in your classroom or for projects you want to do, learning experiences. They want to be able to show teacher appreciation and support you all. They want to do fundraising on our behalf that requires very little effort on your part. And they want to be volunteers. They want to build a core group of volunteers to help us with events and things over time. Here are some things that they've already been talking about that I want to bring you into the loop. Haven't pushed this too much with you all so far because I didn't want to overwhelm you with one more thing, and I wanted to gain some traction with this group of parents and form some vision. But they are working on a cakewalk at the Christmas parade. The Christmas parade will end here at Bloomfield Middle School, and there will be some events going on here in our school that we're allowing the parade committee to utilize. They're going to do a cakewalk event that'll raise money for our school, and it's all going to go back to be used for what we need in our Care and Connect and other things, the teacher grants, that kind of stuff. They're going to ask us to send something home for students to bring some things in. But besides you sending that flyer home, really there's not much that we're going to ask you all to do. They've also been talking about how can they fundraise, but also build in some fun cultural things. And one idea came up to do was a Mr. Bloomfield Middle School pageant on March 5th, an event where it's a really fun event. There's a talent concept, not same as our talent show, but there's a evening attire, a talent concept part of that, a quote interpretation, that kind of thing. But just recognizing young gentlemen in our building and doing a little fundraiser to have and a fun activity for our school. And so our next meeting is January 14th. I would love to get some teachers involved to help provide some feedback to this group of what's needed, how can we grow this organization to support teachers. So kind of a teacher liaison, somebody that could see themselves building the relationship with community and kind of helping out with that. And that'll be somebody that helps steer us into what are the needs, ways that this group can support teachers at Bloomfield Middle School. Following up on that, parent-teacher conferences. This is something that we haven't done this year yet. And honestly, just kind of had the thought the other day, this is probably something I should be thinking about. And a parent actually emailed me that yesterday and actually inquired about it as well. But I think our plan is to do this in January. I don't have a for sure date set. There's just so much going on between now and winter break. I don't want to add another thing right now, but do some parent-teacher conferences in January, a night, and BCIA would support us through sponsoring a meal for teachers, working late that night, feed you, and also promote themselves to parents and members coming to also collect dues and garner more support. So in January, we're looking at parent-teacher conferences. Let me know how that's ran in the past here. Talked to Ms. Regazio some and gotten some feedback. Love to hear more. November 25th, that's Club Day. We have Club Day on the 26th as well. But on the 25th, we have Club Day. Then we're coming right back to the gym for K-Prep Awards. Just so you know the general format, we're going to run that as quick as possible. We're going to give students a certificate, recognize them for proficient and distinguished. But the biggest thing we want to celebrate is those who showcase growth, who grew and got stronger. So they're going to get a certificate, and they're also going to get a ticket for a treat during lunch that same day. We'll do some big fun events, some external rewards, especially for good faith effort after this year's K-Prep. We'll do some of that fun. That stuff I think is better served when it's immediate. But we are keeping this, so we're really trying to garner intrinsic motivation through celebrating their hard work, their effort, and their accomplishment. We have an alternative schedule that's already posted in our BMS schedule that you can access. December 18th, talent show, and our staff Christmas party is that day. Miss Tucker's helping us on both of those things, but as always, we want people involved, so reach out to her if you want to help plan either of those events. We have one day of snow so far, but no snow days yet. Just so you are aware, NTI Day, non-traditional instruction. Mr. Patterson is backpack leader across the district. They are working on what those plans look like. We do not have that finalized yet on what our students will do on NTI days, but he's working on that. We will be getting your feedback. The initial discussions across the district, and what we're having is something that's based on that big picture things of, it kind of goes back to what we talked about when we did our vision committee with Mr. Newton, Miss Lewis, Miss Downs. We were talking about those things. What do we want graduates, as eighth grade graduates, or not graduates, but those promoted from eighth grade to high school? What qualities do we want them to have? Focusing on some type of capstone project that captures that and showcases that they'll work on through Karen Connect and NTI. None of that's finalized. Those are just in the idea phases. But as always, we welcome your feedback. Sorry for a lot on the brief today. You guys are right. This stuff can feel overwhelming. Absolutely. My goal is not to overwhelm. It's just to keep you well informed. Just run the risk of overwhelming you when I do that. But chunk this, look at it a little bit at a time, ask questions. Don't watch my or listen to my long YouTube videos if you don't need to, but sometimes me talking through it is helpful. And I'll continue at the next faculty meeting, talk through some of these things as well, and revisit the brief in the faculty meetings so that we can provide clarity face to face in addition to the brief. Thank you all so much. I'm grateful to be your principal. Have a fantastic Thursday and Friday and weekend. Bye.